Okay, I'm gonna talk about my final thoughts and impression of the game. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, what I like, what I don't like, and what I want to see or what I want changed. So let's get into it, right? What do I like about this game? Well, it's a team game, right? I love team games. To death. Okay, it's a team game. What does that mean? You can more than likely be creative. You can be very creative in this game. You can do a bunch of cool stuff, right? Like, I have this combo with Echo and Yasuo. Let's see if I don't mess it up. Why are you getting... VOD friends, skip ahead. There we go. There we go. Right? That's so cool. Because, like, no other Yasuo Echo has done that combo. But they have their own combos, right? It's so dope. Okay, so you can be very creative in these types of games. It gives you the freedom. And that's a freestyle fuse only, right? So when you pick on fuses, which is another thing I like about this game, right? The fuses. They let you diversify your team and what you can do with them. I vibe with the system mechanics, you know, the retreating guards, the push blocks, you know, all that stuff. You know, it has its place, right? It creates mind games, things like that, you know. I like it, you know. I definitely think there's a place for it in this game, you know. A retreating guard has interesting uses, right? You can bait it, right? It just adds sick layers to the game. You know, there's a couple other things, you know. Parry, not the biggest fan, but I understand why they have it in the game. And it giving you a bar back, it refunding you and giving you a whole ass combo, and then you build more bar. I think it should be toned down. I think it should be, you know, half a bar is what you get back. I think half a bar is fair because you're gonna build most of that back anyway. Maybe 3/4 of a bar because of how slow you build meter. But you also gotta remember, you don't share meter with your assists, right? So let's say I parry. So we're gonna parry this move. Now, not only am I getting meter, but so is my partner. Albeit not much. They're basically getting free meter, right? They're basically getting free meter. They didn't spend any meter to parry. They're getting a little bit of meter simply by existing, right? So maybe 3/4 back. You could keep the full meter on a fireball, a projectile, and the bonus meter you get off of it. Moving on. Duels is so sick. Oh my god, the coordination between you and your boy. Dude, you've probably seen. First, everybody didn't like the idea of duels, but you all converted. Or most of you converted. I know a lot of you out there that are like, playing fighting games with somebody else. I don't know. And then you played it and you're like, my boy just made a comeback. He's sick. And then you made a comeback and your boy's like, you're sick. You're the sickest dude out there. Oh my god. Yeah, it's tight. It's tight. Just watching your boy make a comeback. Or you guys do some sick coordination together. It's dope. And then you have the character variety and expression. All these characters play so different to each other. Nothing is homogenized amongst them, right? Braum has his unbreakable, Echo with his rewind, Yasuo with his stances, allowing with her tentacles, Darius with his bleed and big buttons and his DP and ignorance, and then Ari with the way she can move around the screen. It's just, they all play differently, right? It's so cool to see that these characters are not homogenized, and they're further accentuated by what fuse you pick. As I mentioned earlier, the fuses are super dope. That's pretty much what I like about this game. Like the big things. There's a lot of other things that I like about this game, right? Oh yeah, the lobbies are also great. If we're gonna get lobbies, I think the lobbies they gave us are pretty dope. In fact, let's go check it out real quick. Alright, look at this lobby, right? You can, let's see, who is playing? Are these guys playing? I can queue up to this lobby, or this setup, right? And then I can watch another set, okay? While I'm queued up at over there, I can watch somebody else play. That's dope. That's tight. Usually when you queue up in a lobby system, you're just stuck at that cap. You know, of course it's a little stuttery right now, but it's a beta lobby. What do you do? But I think if you're gonna do a lobby system, this is dope, and they could definitely further expand on this. They could do stuff where they could have like fan artwork on the walls or something every week, right? Like the winner, like they could do a contest, and then the winners get skins in this game or a Riot game they want. They put their wallpaper, or upside, they make the wallpaper the the artwork, right? That's what was submitted or some cool shit. They can do a lot with this lobby system. I vibe with it. So that's pretty much it for the things that I like. Again, there's a lot of other things that I like about the game. Very minute things. Speed of the game is great, right? I love how fast-paced it is, how high octane. It's all fantastic. But now let's move on to what I don't like. And this next one I'm going to address was addressed by a dev. They said they're looking into it. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So in this game, when your opponent tags while you're doing, let's say, movement around the screen, if you're backdashing without using the dash button, if you're doing it manually, you can get a button, which is a big problem, right? You want to move around the screen. You're trying to have solid movement. And all of a sudden they tag. And it just messes up your input, right? It just eats your input and gives you the wrong input and you get punished for it. A dev did confirm that they're looking into this issue. I really do hope they find a solution. So it's not really that high on my what I don't like list, since they're looking for a way to remedy this. It's great. You could also just use the dash button. If you use the dash button, you will never get this option. But that's a whole nother separate issue about why do I have to use the dash button? Why can't I just manually dash, you know? This is a whole nother issue on its own, right? Since the dash button is literally just dash and not an actual button like in other games. Now, the next thing is not being able to block during dash. This really irks me. Really irks me. Okay, and I say this because in this game, when you dash, the only way you can block is if you crouch cancel it. Now you're probably thinking, well, you moved poorly, of course you should get punished. Now hold on, it's a team tag game for starters, where movement should be the #1 priority or #2 priority because of how messed up the game can be. Let me just list off a couple games, and they're not even all tag games, that have something when it comes to dashing, right? They have some kind of positive side, you know, maybe invul, maybe you can dash block. So okay, what do I have here? This took me like 10 seconds to think of. You can dash block in Under Night. You can chicken block in Marvel 3, right? In MVCI, they changed it to where you can block while dashing, because they're like, oh man, this game's mix-ups are super crazy. Like, it's so hard to have super crisp movement when you're blocking 50 mix-ups and trying to avoid 1,000 things. So we're gonna let you block during a dash. Street Fighter 6, your invul to throws when you backdash. There's always at least something to the movement in the game. Not this game. When you're at this range, you're forced to interact, because if you backdash, you're probably gonna get hit out of your backdash, and you're gonna be like, damn, that's crazy, I exploded. Or you're gonna mess up a retreating guard. You're gonna be like, damn, that's crazy, I exploded. Oh no. Oh, well, I guess I'll die then. It really irks me, and I do hope they find a solution for that, because the air movement is not good enough to force ground movement to be a committal. If you could jump and, I don't know, air dash, you know, back dash, like double jump, right? You know, if I could do this backwards, you know, something. But I don't think the ground movement is strong enough to not let you block during a dash, where you have to crouch cancel it, or you're just going to get bonked in the head. So that's one of the big issues for me, personally. Landing recovery on air moves that hit. This one does not make sense to me. It makes dash up confirms so weird. So in this game, when you throw an aerial, you have very minor landing recovery. It's probably like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames or something, right? It's very small, very minuscule. When you don't hit anything, you don't have any recovery, right? Now, when you jump in and you try to dash button, it doesn't come out. You have to wait until you recover, which is super awkward, super weird. It does not feel good, does not feel intuitive. Ooh, when you don't do anything, you can dash when you land. If you whiff an air throw, oh, it didn't come out. Let me throw. Yeah, so whiffed air throw makes sense. If you whiff an air throw, it's perish. But as I was saying, moves that make contact with your opponent, I don't think you should have any or this much recovery. It just makes it super awkward to dash up button. A lot of people would just miss their dash, get a jab, and then you get punched in the mouth because you whiffed. This may be a hot take, right? Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. But I think with the beta, there's a couple things me and my buddies were talking about, and we came to a conclusion that with freestyle, if you use it in a combo, it should not be a 6-second cooldown, right? So let me turn on, disable team cooldown. It should not be a 6-second cooldown if you use it in a combo. Why am I being punished for being creative? With double assist, right? You can call your assist, proceed to tag, and you're on a 2-second cooldown. No matter what, it's super annoying. Now, the other problem with double assist is that, dude, I don't know if I could time this. There we go, I got it. Yeah, you should not be able to call your assist again and then tag. Because in situations where she ends up behind you, or the assist ends up behind you, you're now stuck in a sandwich. I'm hitting you and I get punished for it? No, that's gotta go. No, that has to go. That cannot stay in the game. You should not be able to tag. Once the assist gets hit, they should leave the screen. I get punished for doing the right thing, stopping your assist. I think that needs to be worked on, right? It just doesn't matter what fuse it is. They get hit, leave. Wake up and leave. No tagging, no double assist, leave. You're not invited. I don't think this is debatable in any capacity. But anyways, to end this segment, maybe each fuse, except for Fury and Pulse, right? Because Fury's not that good and Pulse is Pulse, should have some extra cooldown if you use what they're special at. You know, double down, 2 DHCs. You get Darius DP'd into bleed into some other super that does like mad damage, right? For no reason. And then it's like, oh, 2-second cooldown, ha ha ha. Double assist, 2-second cooldown, ha ha ha. Freestyle. I did a sick combo, 6-second cooldown. That's cool. I guess. Assist should come back after you take a character. You could debate this one. You could say no, I don't like that. That shouldn't be a thing. But that one's debatable. On to the next thing. Super jumping is definitely a little floaty in this game, right? I do like that you can influence yourself if you super jump. You can, if you do it neutral, you can go back a little bit. You can go forward a little bit. If you super jump forward, you could hold back and influence yourself a little bit. Yeah, I'll do it here. So I super jumped forward, I hold back, I'm in front. I super jumped forward, then hold back, I'm literally in your face, right? You can do the same thing when going backwards. You can influence yourself on how far you go, but it's still a little too floaty. It kind of disturbs the pace of the game when ground movement is like this, you know? And then you jump and you're like, wow! But that could just be a me thing. And that leads me to my next point. Air movement leaves a lot to be desired, right? Like, yeah, you have characters like Echo who can do like a little short hop and stuff like that. You know, his air movement is a lot more apparent than basically the rest of the roster except for Ari. Every other character can just, oh, air special move. And then that's it. No other way to start. And I'm not saying you can put in an air dash. You can put in a double jump. You can do a special move that stalls them in the air, right? You know, like in Marvel, Wolverine has Drill Claw. It's a nice way to stall. Dante had Airplay. Just saying, there's things and specials that could work with, especially because, you know, none of the air specials have any directions in this game. So it is something that they could work on and implement. They could add a down, forward, back special to each S button. So yeah, you could add a special move to each of these buttons to give them a new move to help them out to stall in the air in some kind of capacity. Because what am I going to do as Yasuo? I can't even bait your anti-air. There's nothing I could do to bait your if I jump in at you, you just anti-air me, and then I'm at the mercy of your mix-up. But this game is going to get to the point where you anti-air somebody, they block it, you're just going to mix the shit out of them. So characters that jump in and can't really do much, you know, they give them one option, right? Try to give them at least one option, you know. This is the last thing I want to address in things that I don't like too much about the game, and I think we need to nip this in the bud right now. So as you all know, down S2 with Darius has armor, right? He cannot call assist when it is blocked, okay? No assist on the screen, I can't do anything like that, right? That's fair. Can still cancel into super, which also should not be possible. But what really irks me is that if you have an assist on the screen, you can tag. So you can just ignorantly dash up DP I think we need to nip this in the bud right now. We need to stop this right now before it gets too horrid in the future. Don't get me wrong, you can have armored moves that you could tag into. Brahma Unbreakable, he needs a setup for it, right? That's fine. You could do medium tag. I'm totally cool with it. But one button armored moves that are this fast, that hit this far, that lead into a mechanic that chips away at your life, like that you can confirm if it's blocked or not, or delayed or not, that takes about 25-30% of your health. We need to stop this now before it gets way too crazy, because people will be complaining. People are complaining right now, and what I've seen Darius players do is just this tag, right, and then whatever, and then tag back. You know, you could do this. Look how evil this is, okay? Check this out down this one. So you and then if you try to punish it, little bubble buddy in the back is gonna protect him. I don't think stuff like that should be in this game, or it should be severely toned down. My thing would be, don't allow it. If you have an assist out and you DP, you shouldn't be able to tag. You should not, or at least don't let them tag until the ending of the DP. Not you call the assist, you DP, you tag, you bubble buddy, and then you tag again. I miss bubble buddy, but you get what I'm getting at. Like, that's insane. And then you do the super, and then bubble buddy is still there to bet. Yeah, I think we need to nip this in the bud early. Now moving on. What do I want to see? I would love to see save states. The amount of time I have wasted trying to practice stuff in this game, you know, I don't know, you try to like do something into tag, right? You have to do this full combo just to get that one specific part. I really do hope they put save states. I would say years. I've lost years practicing one segment of a situation, a combo, whatever, because there were no save states in that game. Another thing I would like to see, my buddy told me that Fortnite did this or does this. I don't know if they still do. Fortnite used to have its own tournaments in the game, and you would put in, I don't know, $5-10 and they take like $1. I think it'd be super dope if they could integrate a system like that. It's like, oh hey, every, I don't know, Saturday there's gonna be a Riot tournament, 2xKO tournament, you know, like you connect your account, your account's connected, your PayPal, whatever, $5, put it in the pot, it caps like at 256, and there could be free ones too, you know. It's like, oh, these are Riot ran ones, oh, the winner gets your top 8 gets a costume, first place gets, I don't know, this stuff from the battle pass. It would be so engaging to the community and everybody involved. Or everybody gets this cool motor sticker just by entering. Woo, you know, it'd be dope. Everyone would be like, oh hell yeah, right? That's super dope, thanks guys. And it was free. It was $5. I think stuff like that would be dope. Another thing, what I want is rotating lobbies, and let me go into the lobby system to actually give you a visual. So what do I mean by rotating 1v1s, right? So you know how when you go into a lobby system, and let's just say we're in our own private lobby, but I want there to be people. So let's say, you know, all these people right here are in my own private room, right? We set up at the cab, you know, each of us are playing on a cab, and we're just fighting each other. We're just fighting each other, right? I'm playing, you know, I don't know, I'm playing Bujo FGC, and then these guys are running their own set, and these guys are running their own set, right? Like, once our set finishes and their set finishes around the same time, it'll swap us between the cabs without us having to get off the cab and manually head over to the other cab. This is like a little QOL thing. Instead of us having to do it ourselves, it's like, oh, it's just rotating the entire lobby to fight each other, right? That'd be super dope. So if you have your high level practice, I don't know, you got Sonic Fox, you got K7, Leffins, whatever, right? Me, whatever, Diaphone. Instead of us just like, oh, grinding a first to 5 with somebody, it's just like we're just rotating between each other. This constant state of rotation. I think that would be pretty cool. Alright, my chat keeps telling me this game does that. Alright, let's see if any game does this one, okay? What if any game does this one? Alright, so let's say you're in the main menu, you go to fight, and on one of the tabs here, it's like you're a new player, right? So I don't know what they would call the tab. Maybe they would call it the Academy or something like that. I don't know. If you use the Academy, right, shoot me a free premium battle pass or something. What if you could get paired with the more experienced player, right? And that experienced player teaches a new player how to play the game. Now, it could pair you with someone else doing the same exact thing that has also set up the same parameters, right? It's like, oh, you're also in the academy, you're also teaching somebody new. Oh, it's gonna match us with similarly ranked people. Or you could also have them fight the computer. It's like, oh, hey man, what's up, how you doing? I'm blah blah blah. All right, cool, you play this character? All right, great, this is what I know about that character. Oh, we're gonna play these computers, we're gonna play these other people with the same parameters as us, whatever. You teach a newbie how to play. The Destiny does it. Oh. Simpsons did it. Anyways, doesn't matter if another game did it. Put it in the game. People would love it. It would be great for onboarding people, right? Maybe you can set up like a little boot camp, like, oh, we're gonna have these Riot devs teach you guys, you know, at this time, you know, for an hour or two, you know, all the newbies, and we're gonna have these very good players at the game also help us teach you, blah blah blah. Stuff like that would be dope. I think that's it for my final thoughts and impressions. Again, there's a lot of little minute details that we could go over, but I want to talk about just the big things in my eyes. If you have any issues, if you have some stuff you love about the game that I didn't mention, if there's some cool shit you want to see, yeah, put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, because at the end of the day, I'm only one man. So thanks for watching. Please like, sub, comment, and when the game or the next beta is out or the game's fully out, yeah, pull up to the stream, man. We're going to be grinding 24/7, you know, and maybe not in an unhealthy manner like I did the beta, but we're going to be grinding. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!